Today, we're going to go over how you can manage your college favorites on ProductiveRecruit. Let's get started. So, from the dashboard, we can click Favorites. And here you're going to see all your college favorite lists. Now, depending when you signed up, you may only have one list here, you may have three, or you could have 10. You can create as many lists as you want. A favorites list is just a way to organize your favorite programs. Usually, these are going to be the programs you are interested in, that you're currently in contact with, things like that. So, the reach, target, and safety schools, these are just defaults that are created. You don't have to keep them. There isn't any right or wrong way to do this. It's really up to you. These are just to give you an example of how to get started. So we can already see that we have one school on this list, two on this, and one on this. We can create our own list. Let's say we want to create a list called D2 schools on the East Coast. We can pick a color for that. We can also add a description. This is optional. So we do that. Okay, great. So we have a new list, and now we can favorite schools and add them to this list. So let's move a school to that list. So if we go to our target schools list now, we can actually see we have two schools here. You can reorder these. So every list, you can rank schools by clicking this reorder icon here and then moving them around. You can also change their list or their status. So let's click change status. We can say that we were offered, for example. We could also change the list. So let's go to our safety schools list. This is a D2 school. So let's just, for example's sake, move this to our D2 schools on the East Coast list. Great. So now we've changed our school to a new list. Now let's go to the colleges page, the college search tool. From here, we can add a school to a list. So let's update our filters to just be D2. And let's change it to New England so we know we're in the East Coast. Okay, so let's add Bridgeport to our D2 schools and say to contact. We haven't talked to them, so let's set to contact. Again, statuses are something you set. This is not something that we set or that we magically know. So if your status is staff interested, this doesn't mean that we know that Bridgeport is interested in you. This is you saying, hey, I know they're interested in me. I'm going to set that. So that's just an aside, just so you know. Let's click add to favorites. Great. We can also click on a school, and from here, we'll see a little heart icon. We can add a school to favorites from here as well. So let's also add that to the D2 school list. Great. So that's how you can add schools to favorites. You can also update the list from the college program page and change the status and remove a school from favorites here. If we go back to our favorites page now, we're going to see some updated things. We can see that the two schools have made it here. So that was a really quick rundown of how favorites work, all the different things you can do, such as creating a new list, editing a favorite list. You can click edit here. You can delete a favorite list. If you delete a favorite list with schools on it, you're going to have to add the schools to a new list. So let's say we move these to target schools, we can delete that old list. Great. And we also went over how you can re-rank schools. So you click the re-rank icon up here, and we can move schools around and then click the check mark to confirm the order. So overall, the college favorites tool and the list are just a way to organize your recruiting process of all the schools you're interested in or in contact with. Hope that was helpful.